First, just a word of welcome. Welcome to our seminary. It's good to be with you. Thank you for coming and praying with us. We hear tonight from the living and enduring Word of God about purifying our souls by obedience to the truth. Obedience is a word that we hear often when we are children. Obey your parents. Obey your teachers. Obey the law. Obey the rules of the game. We generally do not like the word obedience because it means that we are not in charge. Someone else has control over us, or something else has power over us. Perhaps at its most harsh, to call someone obedient is to indict them for not thinking for themselves. How weak and weak-minded are those who simply do what they are told. Can't they face the world on their own? Can't they stand up for themselves? Can't they think for themselves? Why is it that we come to hold such views of obedience? I don't know exactly, but I think perhaps it has something to do with the maturation process. As we grow into adulthood, we are confronted with a world that demands action from us. And so we build ourselves up so that we can face the challenges of the world. We learn to think for ourselves. We learn to argue. We learn to form our own judgments so that people don't push us around, and so that we can protect those people whom we love. And this, by and large, is a good thing. It is good to be strong, to protect people whom we love, and it is good to exercise dominion over those responsibilities that have been entrusted to us. But here's the thing. Sooner or later, you're going to come up against a problem that you cannot handle, or a challenge that is insurmountable, or a tragedy that shakes your foundations. And it will be important in these moments to remember that we do not make ourselves. We are in fact created beings who have been created by a loving God. What is man that you are mindful of him, O Lord? Mortal woman, that you care for her. And yet you have made us little less than the stars. I met someone recently who, within the span of a month, had been divorced and given a stage 4 cancer diagnosis. Things were pretty grim for him. And I thought perhaps that he'd want to talk about death, or physical disability, or the fact that he was out of a job now. But what he wanted to talk to me about more than anything was his family. He wanted to know how he could redeem his marriage, how he could redeem his relationship with his wife and with his stepson. He wasn't scared of death so much as he was overwhelmed by the fact that because of his hard-headed pride, he had ruined the best thing he ever had: his marriage and his father-like relationship with his stepson. And what he wanted now in our conversation more than anything was to pour himself out in love for those people whom he'd hurt by his actions. In his illness, this man was confronted by the cross and asked to bear the load. And he found the Paschal mystery at the heart of that darkness. He was being given the opportunity to encounter Christ under the weight of the cross. This is not an easy thing. But the truth is that this Paschal mystery lies at the heart of redeemed reality. Truth is not something that we can make for ourselves. It is not merely a description of reality. Truth is, in fact, a person who came and took our flesh and embraced our reality. Truth is enfleshed and lived and spoken into being with our actions and our lives. To be obedient to this truth is to listen to the law of love that is written on our hearts and revealed to us by Christ in his self-sacrifice. This is the Paschal mystery in which we are enabled to participate and to which we are invited by Christ. And it is good news, despite the many hardships that it entails. It is the gospel, and it means that Christ became human so that we might become sharers in his divinity.